pastors and ministry leaders, last time we talked about the kind of church that Jesus envisioned. We dug into scriptures a little bit, into the Great Commission in Ephesians 4 to look at that. And today we're going to dig a little bit deeper into what a discipleship culture really looks like in your church. The first thing I want to say is that in a discipleship culture, it's the norm for people to make disciples, right? That's what a culture is. A culture is just something that defines what everybody does. So if you have a discipleship culture in your church, then everybody's just making disciples. Now, this is hard to imagine because most churches in our country don't look like this. But there are churches around the world where this is actually happening. And this is what Jesus wants. Back to Ephesians chapter 4. Remember, we saw that the responsibility of the pastors in a discipleship culture, which is the culture Jesus wants us to have, is to equip God's people to actually do the ministry. And look at what Paul says in verse 13. This will continue until we all come to such unity in our faith and knowledge of God's Son that we will be mature in the Lord. And notice how he says, we all. And he's not just talking about the ministry leaders. He's talking about regular people. He's talking about God's people doing his work. When we all do it, then we'll have a discipleship culture. Now, in a discipleship culture, maturity is measured by disciple making, not by Bible knowledge. I mean, let's admit it. Most of us, when we think about the most mature people in our churches, we tend to think about the people who know the Bible the best. Now, it's not bad or wrong to know the Bible. It's very good to know the Bible, but that's not how maturity is defined in a discipleship culture. The mature ones are the ones in the game making disciples, right? Back to Ephesians 4. Look what he says. We will all be mature in the Lord. And then he says, then we will no longer be immature like children, tossed and blown about by every wind of new teaching. So the reality is, the truly mature ones are the ones that love people enough to go help them pursue God, but also the ones that are out there helping people pursue God are going to end up getting more mature in their understanding of Jesus. They're going to be the ones that are exercising their spiritual muscles the most, right? Because they're walking with people. They're helping people discover who Jesus is. They're investing in people. And the ones who are out there doing the work are the ones that are going to have the greatest, the strongest faith. They're the ones that are going to be able to internalize their beliefs. And if everyone is doing it, then everyone will be mature. Now, in our resources, we define pursuing God with this picture. We say that we start by trusting Jesus, and then we live to honor God as followers of Jesus, and we mature, again, not just by going to Bible studies and reading the Bible. Again, none of that stuff is bad, but the way we really, truly mature is by getting in the game and helping other people pursue God. In other words, helping other people trust Jesus, going out and engaging the lost and helping them trust Jesus, and then helping them live to honor God, and then helping them go help the next person. So in a discipleship culture, more people are going full circle. And that's how we define it in our resources. And it's important to understand this because this defines the win for us. For your church, if your church is going to be a Pursue God church, a church that is really about the Great Commission, then it's important that you understand this simple image and pass this simple biblical image on. You're trying to help people trust Jesus and then live a lifestyle that honors God, but it doesn't stop there. In a discipleship culture, you're going to help those people go make more disciples.